Well, the roof is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
That return, it will not be on the postseason highlight reel. If you're the offensive coordinator, you've just changed your play calling because you thought you might have some field to work with. Instead, now, you've got to call plays that won't make mistakes.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. At the 10-yard line.
Prescott now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
First down.
They give it to Williams, running right. Down the right sideline. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Williams going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Leads to second and goal at the Ravens' 3-yard line.
Williams is in. Touchdown, Dallas. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Aubrey good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 24. They'll start with the option. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because It's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson, option right. Down the sideline he goes. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 38 yards. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2.
The Ravens will line up.
They'll try and throw for it. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away. Up to start a big hit there on the return. Stops him dead in his tracks. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from the 3-and-out. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 35-yard line.
To throw is Prescott. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. Now Prescott. That's going to be caught by Pickens. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. George Pickens, 28 yards. And the Cowboys will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. Touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Aubrey now for the point after. And it's up and good to make this now a 14-8 ball game.
Makes the score Cowboys 14. Ravens 8. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Call it a gain of a yard. And they'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Jackson and the rest of the offense staying put. They will go for it on 4th. He'll try and throw for it here. He'll try to do it himself. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Throwing, Prescott. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
Now Prescott. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Prescott to throw it. George Pickens. And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Savon Rebel. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Intercepted. The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Final play of the half. Prescott. He's got this to Pickens. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick. It becomes really empty-handed on this drive because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll go as a gain of 4. And it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Off the option, here's Henry. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time, doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Prescott from the gun. On the out route, it's Lamb with the grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Cowboys 1st down.
Here's Prescott. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Off the option, here's Henry. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They go play action now. Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. And he will get into the end zone. So that shaves 2 more off the deficit as they now trail by 5.
16.
Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away. So how about this for a turn of events? They cut the lead with a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, get the football right back.
What a swing in a short amount of time because the momentum was totally against them. Now it's all in their favor. They've got a chance to go into the lead if they get the ball to the end zone.
That is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2 they don't get. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the third quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go exotic now. You go back to basics. Being able to run the football, string some things together, some effective passes, try and get a rhythm established again, and try and get back in the lead.
Back in the lead, like you said, back to the basics.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. George Pickens, touchdown, Cowboys. George Pickens, 85 yards. And the Cowboys have answered back with a third quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen. Took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. But he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7.
Cowboys 29, Ravens 22.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll go down as his drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now that's a run that warms the play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum. Or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top. Or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with. Because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, you come back and try and pick it up on third down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Pick up on the play. First down, Baltimore.
Jackson firing quickly out wide for Bateman. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up to the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Connecting with Andrews. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. Penalties not what they needed here. 1st and 15. Now Jackson. Jackson going to keep it. Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely, 44 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Now a big play here as the Ravens are going to go for the two-point conversion.
Will line up for the
throwing, Jackson. And he is in for the 2. I still can't believe they went for it, but they've got themselves a lead here late in the ball game. Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Again, Jackson will keep it. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and goal, Baltimore.
Now Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Lamar Jackson sacked. A 17-yard loss. It's second down and goal.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Jackson going to keep it. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw up. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Here we go. A big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Throwing now is Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. The 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
That's good for a Cowboys.
To throw, Prescott. That's complete to Lamb. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Here's 1st and 10.
16 yards. That's another Cowboys first down.
One last shot now for Prescott. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that,
if it wasn't for that weak-ass kicking, you would have lost, bitch-ass nigga. That weak-ass kicking. Kick the ball. Play football next time. Lame-ass nigga.
They have the big second half, and that lifts them to
that shit lame as fuck. Nigga lame as fuck. Nigga can't even play football with a real nigga. With a big dog. Lame-ass nigga.
It's just executing better. Because the game
plan you got that on. That was a kick all day.
Still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half.
Doing that weak ass shit. I was versatile. I was beating the shit out this nigga all kind of different ways.
Charles Davis and all the hard-working men and women on our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.
You can't fuck with me. All he had was rushing yards with. Look at this. Nigga. I had double the yards he had, and some. Weak ass nigga. I bet the Kansas City Royals both times, but I should have just bet the Texas Rangers.
It has completely changed the game in Madden 27. Here are the biggest gameplay changes that you need to know. EA added timing-based catching into Madden 27, which means if you can time your catch perfectly, you can get a green catch, which means you'll hold on to it every time. But time it poorly, you can get a red, which means you'll drop it, or a yellow, which is just a dice roll. One of my favorite new features is that we can see the run blocking for every single player. When you call a run play and get to the line, just hold LT or L2, and you'll bring up this screen right here, which allows you to see every block he assignment before you snap the ball. There's even a new QB sneak meter, where if you time this well, you're going to pick up the yard you desperately need, but if you time it wrong, you're going to get stumped. EA added a ton of new adjustments that can change how your team plays defense. Look at all these different match coverage changes that we can make.
They was really fit. So apparently someone asked Gronk what Gronk thinks of the action, and let's hear what came back.
Gronk had a lot to say. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. Here's some of the conclusions of what most likely happened. This is according to Gronk. From this frame-by-frame and waveform, sound, so Gronk analyzed the sound too of this. From this frame-by-frame and waveform review of real-time footage, the incident appears to be a deliberate on-stage staging or hit using a concealed pneumatic device, likely a compressed gas or chemical puncture integrated into Kirk's mic pack or under his shirt rig. Rather than a remote sniper strike, the chest outlines pre-positioned rigidity, the fabric channeled blood release, low volume, no pulsation or mist with vapor precursor, the shirt's internal shear without skin level puncture, and the high pit
13 of 16 here in the bird. I'm here. They're there. We're all here. Shaq is here. Charles is here. Kenny's here. What do you think, Shaq? I don't know what the fuck you said, but we're here. Here in the burden. They're going home. It's great here in the burden right now. Here at the New York Knicks.
Is this quarterback going to break it?
'26 might be the best. You've heard about that site. Our real hair fibers will not come in the rain, shower.
You want to see that criminal Anthony was sentenced to 35 years. You want to get your reaction to the trial and the verdict. My heart breaks. For so many reasons. And so I was just speaking to a student that is shadowing me who wants to be a public defender. And so it takes me back to what actually made me decide to get into this legislative work in the first place, because I know that our systems are broken. And what we saw with that verdict is the evidence of a broken system. Now listen, from everything that I understand, which I wasn't at the trial because obviously I got named.
Not really the same because we're not in there popping that thing. Now Christina Aguilera was in Turkey. If
bet with unknown numbers. It's not the callers, it's the message. I stopped by Nexus Sound Studio to learn more about Dion's Almost Famous and what inspired the director, Dion Snows.
We're already not paying for an name.
A Warren native is bringing Hollywood to the Valley with his television series, Dion's Almost Famous.
Dion's Almost Famous is about a creator from a small city who has big dreams looking for his 15 minutes of fame. But he is challenged with the ultimatum of does he leave to chase his dream or should he stay here and build up his community with his friends that need him?
The concept mirroring his reality because that's exactly what he did, showcasing the businesses in his community.
We've used Oh Wow. We've used the Youngstown Public Library. We've used the Warren Public Library. We've used Darlene's Lounge in Warren. Nexus Sound Studio in Youngstown.
He casting people from his community that he felt had the potential to be great actors.
Over half the people that are on the show, they've never acted. We put them on the show to give them the experience of what it's like being on a full production set. And so we've helped them get headshots, get resumes, get their first real acting gig with the demo reel. We've seen people go from our show to other productions. They've started acting classes. They've joined acting school. It's been a great experience to help people start their journey in life. And to bring them out of that shell that they live in.
And this experience has even brought Dion out of his shell. This is his first time creating a television series, and he loves what he has.
Every script, every episode, like that is.
My mother returns whenever on NPR. It has a new series coming out. Might even be the Empire. Or is it the news? Yeah, yeah. And it was on NPR. And they talk about his early childhood. And he said he loved the show. So I kind of explained. My mother heard this and said, you should get him on your podcast. Start talking about him. So I did. We interviewed a lot of celebrities. Hence the name Start Talk. That's the double meaning there. And so I said, I'll keep it in mind. And so I started getting cosmos. See, because it was on Roger Fox. Yeah. And we put some of these folks right up front screen. They showcase their season's product to advertisers. And so they bring all the celebs. So everybody there, they see their talent. Please let my mother describe this to you. Because I'd love to have you on my podcast. And he said, great. I'll send you my write-up. And he sends me this 30-page document titled 1 times 1 equals 2. Where he says all the math is wrong. Here's a new math that we should use. And I thought to myself, he thought that I wanted to give him a platform for this new idea that he had. And rather than just talk about his geeky underbelly as a science, yes, he is. So a little bit is my fault for not knowing that that's what he was going to send my way. Right? He says it's my fault, but I'm looking at it. Right? Sure, right? I went line by line, right? And I wrote it. And I kept my version of it print out. Then he shows up on Joe Rogan, right? And he said that I treated him badly. I was mean to him. And even Joe Rogan said, I'm going to talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson. Because that's not my MO, right? That's not my MO. I'm not mean to people. And so my producer says, Neil, this is going viral. You have to reply. Because I can't reply anymore. You got to reply. So I've got my document, all my comments on it, and I go page by page and I show the audience where I confer with him and where I was, take this development here. This is not true. And my next page depends on that. It is therefore not true. So I do this. It goes viral. It ends up drawing more views than the original post. Right? It triggered me to do that. Right? By my producers. So I figured, my job is done. That's all that happened. That's the beginning and end of that episode. That's cool. Yeah. They don't have to lose all the truth. Like it's my mother returns whenever on NPR.